Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the boat gang. So I got the Blackjack 24 V2 on the block. All right, hadn't really been running this boat a whole lot here lately. It's actually upgraded to 6S. Okay, it runs 6S great, like with the stock motor. I put the 120 Firma in here, and 74 miles per hour is my personal best. Okay, yeah, you guys know me. I like to, I guess, push the envelope of my setup. Okay, so I like turning big props. I custom cut this ABC prop. It's a 44/16 custom made for this setup. Now, it actually gave me 74 miles per hour with a power cut. So I got to thinking. I was like, you know what? I wonder what we could do with this boat if we have a little bit more robust speed control. Maybe a little bit lighter, but more robust at the same time. So I got to thinking, I got to doing some research, and I actually I ordered this Castle Creations Mamba Monster 2 from Horizon Hobby. This is from Horizon Hobby. You can find it at a lot of different places. I'll have a link in the description for Horizon Hobby. Okay, so I was like, you know what would be a fun project for myself and you guys is to actually put this ground, modify this ground ESC to work in a boat. Okay, so it's actually Bluetooth and Castle Link compatible, so we can use our phone or transmitter with the Bluetooth or laptop with the Castle Link to program it. One setback is you cannot get data log, which for a small boat like this, I don't think we need data log. We can do our tuning and propping up and down with temperature, right? So I don't think we need data log. Now, if you get the Castle Creations Mamba X, you'll actually have data logging. It's basically the same speed control as the Mamba Monster 2, but with data logging. Okay, so this will be a fun experiment. All right, I actually have a couple of different heat sinks here that we can try. I got some thermal paste. We're going to actually build it in this video. Okay, we're going to retrofit a cooling block onto this ESC. Okay, now I've had a couple of these in the past. I ran one of these in my Creighton, 8th scale Creighton for the longest time, and then I put the Mamba Monster 2 in a limitless. I got about 15 runs, speed runs with it, and I blew it up. So it's actually a robust speed control. It's waterproof. If you get the Mamba Monster 2, make sure you get the new version, not the old version. Okay, the new version is waterproof. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to completely take this thing apart to make it water cooled. All right, I have not done this. This is the first time I'm actually looking at it. You actually seen me open it up. It takes a 6.5 millimeter bullet, okay, for the motor. Basically pull this fan shroud off. Okay, boom. And we actually have access to our heat sink. It almost, yeah, so what I did with my Sidewinder SCT, I made it water cooled. And what I did is I took some needle nose pliers and I broke all these fins out. Okay, so I wasn't sure how big it was going to be. It's been a while since I owned one, so this is going to be a little too wide unless we grind the sides off. Oh, this one might work, and we could actually, yeah, okay, so we're going to use this one probably. I was thinking maybe this, but it's way too big. You know, this may work. Grind this off, grind this down, and we may be able to make this work. Yeah, that would actually work. An old 160 cooling block. So we could grind all of this off, all of this off, this off, and that would fit, boom, right there. Thermal paste it down onto the heat sink so we don't have to pull this off the MOSFETs. Boom, 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 done. But for ease, I think we're just going to do this. Boom, pretty freaking simple, man. So this block right here, I'm pretty sure it's a common block. It's 30 millimeters by 44. A little over 44. 30 by 44, okay? So 30 by 45, 30 by 50 would even work. It would hang off a little bit, but this may be perfect, okay? Oh, that's gonna freaking be awesome in this boat, man. It's compact. It's actually just a little bit bigger than the 120, okay? And I think this is 120 amps. I could be wrong. I did read somewhere, somebody said it might be 144, but I'm pretty sure it's 120. It's actually on there crooked. You guys see that? Look at that. This one right here, the heat sink's actually touching this connector. You see that? Oh, we might need to take this off. I don't know. Yeah, it's almost touching that one. Wow. Okay. What? I'm not calling nobody. That's not me. I don't call unless it's like, so, you know, I try to work around it. So what I'm going to do is just break these fins off. Once you get a few of them going, it goes pretty quick, you know. Just go back and see it broke right off. Might be better off using a screwdriver. Just bend them back and forth here. Tell you what, working on ESCs like this, you got to be super careful. You don't just go in and start digging, man. You got to think it out. Think it out, because it's $100 in your hand, and you could mess it up the blink of an eye, and there's nobody to blame but yourself. You feel me? So you got to think it out. Be careful. Take your time doing stuff like this, okay? So I'm just bummed out about this. That fin right there touching this bullet. It's just got me worried. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and break these two fins off because they're touching that bullet. If your heat sink was put on the ESC right, you can see it's crooked. Then you don't need to do this part right here. But mine was put on crooked from the factory. Yeah, it's definitely touching. You see that? It's touching that damn bullet. Okay, it's gonna be perfect, boys. Damn, that's perfect. I got me a piece of like hard plastic, cut it out the same size as my carbon fiber mount, and I'm just gonna put it on here. I'm gonna take a marker and mark where my screw pattern is, transfer that onto my carbon fiber, and then we'll just zip tie the ESC down. And I kind of freaking ditched this. I ditched it. I had to. I wanted to use it so bad because it worked out so perfect. I didn't have to modify anything. I could have just thermal pasted it, like thermal glued it in, and it would have been done. And then I got greedy. So this had those little nipples with very little like water flow, you know, which it would have been fine, to be quite honest with you. So I got greedy. I was going to actually modify it like this. I was going to drill the holes out, put a brass tube in there, you know, 4 brass tubes, either Loctited or JB welded into the block, open the passage up so we get a lot of flow, right? So I drill it out. I drill this hole, I drill this hole, I go to drill this back hole that connects these two, and I drill through it. You guys see that? So I was kind of bummed out, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use the Firma 120 heat sink, and that would actually work, but it don't really fill the whole area, like width wise. So I took a 160 Firma, one of my old heat sinks off my old Blackjack 42. They got wet, and I cut those little flange pieces off both sides. There they are. I cut the side of it here. I cut the other side so that it fits perfectly width and length on the Mamba Monster. Okay, boom. All right, and the 160, it had like a raised area here, a raised area here, and then it said Smart in the middle. So I took it out to my grinder and I grinded it off, and then I've been 200, 500, 1,000, got it kind of nice looking here. Okay, I actually took before I did all the modifications and cutting, I took a tap and run it in the hole. I tapped the holes out so that we can run these big nipples, get plenty of flow. Okay, so that's gonna work. It's a little bit heavier. It's actually twice the weight as this, as you can see, but I think that'll be better for heat dissipation. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run this, and it actually don't look too bad when it's on there with the nipples on. Don't look too bad. All right, so I'm gonna get this all worked out. Just gonna get me a template made. Okay, transfer the holes, screw it in, and then install our speed control. Right, so that was pretty straightforward. Okay, kind of wish I would have made it a little bit longer, but it's all right. It's actually okay. I just used a scrap piece that I had extra. I didn't even specially cut it, you know. All we need is a little piece of double side tape and a zip tie, and it should be good. So I'm gonna kind of finagle this in there. It actually works out really good. It's like perfect size for this boat. Alright, so I'm wiping this down with alcohol. I got these pretty much flat. I'm tired of filing. I'm done filing for the day. Let me find my my thermal glue. This stuff's pretty cheap. I found mine on eBay. You can get it wherever you want. But it's just thermal glue. Pretty, like, it was a couple bucks. It's probably too much. Okay, I got my nipples blue Loctited on. Okay. A couple clamps on it. I made a mess with the glue, but it's not conductive, so it shouldn't matter. All right, so it's actually the next day, and I just took the clamps off. So it's basically thermal glued on. Okay. So I got my prop all polished up. We're ready for a run. Okay, so I got the batteries in. We're going to be running the 7600 150C HP packs. I got my carbon fiber mount installed. Okay, I got the block thermal glued on. Okay, I can wrap a zip tie around there if I feel it necessary. It actually looks pretty good. It fits pretty good. Got some headroom on top. The power wires are kind of sitting on the top side. That is a problem. It could actually get hot and disform the polycarbonate. But other than that, everything looks great. I got my Bluetooth hooked up. I got an extension here, okay, so I don't have to go in my box every time. I've got all my parameters set using the castle link in my DX5 or IXSR here. Okay, basically just go through the procedure, hook it up to the castle link, and you have options like all your parameters. You got timing, you have you can change motor direction, you can I've got 0% brake, no reverse. That's probably important. It's a ground ESC, so you got the option to disable brake and reverse. Okay, see there, Blackjack 40 or Blackjack Mamba Monster 2. Okay, so it's basically ready to go. All right. I had these wires over the top of each other, so I was actually able to go in there and reverse the motor direction. I just did that, so let's see if it. Man, this thing's gonna haul ass. So you know, it's actually an affordable speed control, $130 I think, about the same price as the Spektrum Smart 120. Okay, you get a few more programmable items than you do with the 120 Firma. Okay, that's a bonus. That's a huge bonus. All right, I would think and guess about the same amperage if my intuition is right and the information in the forums I've read. This one's 120 plus. It's got some headroom, so we should be able to turn some decent props. We're going to start off with this 44 and a half 1.6 pitch, 44.5. It's a custom cut prop. I've done back end work to it. My 74 mile per hour prop on this boat, it's actually a 99 mile per hour prop on my UL-19. Same prop I got that 99 mile an hour with. So, you know, that's my goal with my boats, with what I like to do. I'm not out for bragging rights, period, man. I'm actually I actually like to see the top speed I can get with props that I prep myself. That's what gives me a kick. There's faster guys out there, trust me, there are. But what really gets me out the bed in the morning and gets me out to the pond and river to run boats is knowing that my speed that I get with my boats is with props that I prep myself, modifications that I do to my boats on my own, and it's an achievement. I feel I've achieved a goal that I've set and achieved with stuff that I've done myself. That's what I love about the hobby. You know, it's not bragging rights. It's not to be the fastest. It's not to shame other people. It's to achieve my personal best with things that I've prepped and modified myself. Get there myself, you know, not riding other people's backs. And I really think that you guys could agree. You know what I mean? I know you guys have your own personal goals that you set. Keep at the goals, you know, and you'll achieve them. Just keep plugging away at it. Don't get discouraged. Don't get upset. You know, just stay positive. You know, you crash your boat, you break something, you break a seam, your motor burns or ESC burns out. Just, you know, don't get upset. Just keep at it. You know, do what you do and keep your head up. You know, if you found this video helpful, if you guys liked the modification, I think it's going to be a great speed control for this boat. Only time will tell. But like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You know, that's all I ask. You know, if you use the links in the description, some of them do help me out, and that's much appreciated too. All I ask is comment and like or dislike the videos. So we'll see you guys next time. I hope this this modification helps you guys out with your hobby. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Yeah, boy.